Your longtime coach, John Calvano, he's been working with you since you were 5. He says you've had this drive since day one to want to get better. You've had this work ethic. Everybody we talk to, your fellow prospects and guys that have played with you on Team Canada, talk about that work ethic. Where does that work ethic come from?
I think just kind of inner drive and motivation, and I think for me it's waking up every day and how can I get a little better today, and then when I go to bed, it's I don't want to go to bed feeling like I didn't do that or didn't put my all in to try to improve, because we're so lucky to get to play this game, and this is what I love to do, and I want to be the best I can possibly be at it.
You look at your family, and your dad worked in the forest industry for a long time. Your late grandfather was a logger. Did you ever tag along with them to see what their job, their work ethic was like?
When I was really young, I don't remember too well, but that's a lot harder than hockey is. A lot, they're driving like 6 hours a day and working a really hard job, and so that I think really helped me. My sister, my mom, also crazy high work ethic. So getting to see my dad every day and him come home and still have a smile on his face, take me to practice and all that. So I think it kind of runs in the family, I guess, with he'd want to be the best logger he can be. My mom, and in her field, and my sister. So I think we all kind of have that drive of whatever we're doing, we want to maximize that.
You talk about the driving. He would drive 6 hours round trip and still get back in time to take you to practice?
Yeah, like he'd be leaving around 3 a.m. A lot of days. So I feel like if I'm maybe a little tired or there's a tough exercise in the gym, I'm not really going to be complaining quite as much, because he he's doing that every day. So just so I can play hockey, just so my sister could be doing gymnastics and doing what she's doing, going to school. So I'm very grateful for all that.
Back in 2017, I think you were 11 and you were supposed to come to Chicago for a tournament. That's when you broke your wrist?
Yeah, I came to Chicago when I was like 9 in winter for a tournament. We were kind of outside Chicago a little bit. We went to United to watch a pregame skate, like Kane and Taves and all those guys. I guess that was probably the year that they won the cup. So, but and then I was gonna come again, I think 2018 maybe, and then I broke my wrist.
So when you came after they won the cup, do you remember that at all, that pregame skate?
I think it was before. I think it was 2014.
14, so that was, they won in 13, 14 they got to the Western Conference Finals against LA, and then 15 they won again.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
So,
it was one of those years.
One of those years.
They were good, so they won a lot of cups. But I think just for us, we were really excited. We were young kids, and I think they had such a good team and so many legendary players. So it was a lot of fun, and it shows a lot. I still remember it. It was a pretty long time ago.
Back to the wrist. It was 12 weeks that you had the cast on your right arm and on your wrist, and you couldn't shoot with it, but you worked on your shot with your left hand. Did that experience and the work you did shooting left-handed, did that elevate your shot to where it is today, or play a major role in that?
I'd say a minor role. I mean, I credit more to me shooting pucks all the time. I think, it's for whatever reason, it's a really big story. I mean, for me, I never really thought much of it. I think it helped a little bit just with strengthening, I guess, kind of that top hand. But it was more just, I think the message in it is more just that, something happened to me, and, it was an injury, and, I just didn't really stop working, I guess, and but I think it helped a little, but it's not, it wasn't the be-all, end-all. I think of my shot is, I credit more to kind of the work I've put in shooting pucks.
So this week, a lot of off-ice stuff was done. You saw comedians, you talked nutrition, worked on breathing. Take me to the cooking competition. How was that, and what are your cooking skills like?
Yeah, I'm not great. I can make breakfast, but that's probably about it. My mom spoils me a bit with that. Does a lot of the cooking for me, but no, it was a lot of fun, and it was good. It was competitive. There was a little ranking at the end, and no, it was a lot of fun to try to we kind of learn new things and just being with the guys. So it was fun.
Nutrition's been a big part of your life for several years now. When did you make the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to do without like the fast food stuff and kind of focus on a regimen that's going to help benefit me play hockey?
Yeah, I was always pretty good with that stuff. I mean, my mom was always making healthy meals and everything, and I think once you get older, it gets more and more serious, and it's nice getting to talk to professionals in that business and kind of see what would benefit me the best, and I find that stuff really interesting. And but for me, I was never really I never ate out that much or anything, so it was never like a time I really decided. But I think just every year you get older, you get more into that and more serious with it.
So if you're at a hockey tournament, you're 12, 13, and the team orders pizza, what did you eat?
I don't know, like probably, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember.
Okay.
That stuff's a long time in the past, but I was always eating pretty healthy, I think.
When you look at the night you got drafted, number 1 overall, what did you guys do? I mean, you had a zillion interviews and you were gracious with all your time. When you finally got together with the family, what did you guys do to celebrate?
Just kind of hung out. I mean, family, friends were there. So I think just, talked about it, and, it was a really surreal day, and, it flew by. So, we were just kind of, hanging out and trying to take it all in. So I think that was really, really cool that, they got to be there, and we got to kind of enjoy that moment together.
Your sister Madison was an accomplished gymnast when she was younger. Did she have that same work ethic and drive for gymnastics that you have for hockey?
Yeah, she was. She worked really hard. I mean, they were doing crazy days. It was like 5-hour days, and like so it was nuts. I think I'd go watch here and there when I was younger, and but no, she was really good, and she was really passionate about it. So it was cool. Of course, now she's going to school and stuff. But when we were both playing, we'd talk about it and whatnot. So it was good.
I know a lot of people reached out to you since you were drafted. I know Patrick Kane spoke to you. What was that conversation like? What did that mean for you to have him reach out?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, of course, Chicago legend, and what he's done in the game of hockey is unbelievable. So it was kind of just a congratulations and telling me how great the city is, how great the fans are, and everything. And but it was great for him to take his time to do that, and it was pretty special for me.
He talks about last year. He talked about the BioSteel Camp in Toronto, and I mean that was almost like a year to the day we're talking, and you were, on the ice with Connor McDavid and others. And what did you feel comfortable in that setting? I mean, you were what, 16 then?
I was 17, but I was nervous, of course. But once you get on the ice, it's, I'm comfortable. I'm, confident in myself and stuff. But maybe try to pass the puck a little more and give those guys the puck. But for me to get to go there was pretty awesome for me, and just seeing them off the ice, the way they take care of themselves, and of course get to compete against them and watch them on the ice was really great for my development.
Goals. Do you set personal goals?
Yeah.
I know one is to make the team.
Yeah.
Do you have any other that come to mind, or is that stuff that you keep close to the vest?
Yeah, it's stuff I keep personal for sure, and but I think right now the goal is to make the team, and then if that happens, if I'm fortunate enough to be playing in the NHL, then you kind of set your goals for there. But that's stuff I keep to myself. Anybody
outside of the hockey world that's reached out? I know Drake gave you a shout out on social media yesterday, but like, is anybody? I know Sid texted you, I believe, right?
Yeah. I think I mean, Drake obviously didn't reach out, but he threw me on a story there, which was pretty cool. I think my buddies we're pretty fired up about that. But no, I think that's probably the biggest one. He's one of the most famous people in the world, so it's tough to, you know, maybe have a bigger start than that, even, you know, acknowledge you. So that was pretty cool.
All right, this is your longest visit to Chicago. What's it been like, and how much are you looking forward to beginning your hockey career here?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I couldn't be happier to be, you know, part of the Blackhawks organization and be here. And the people, I've been, you know, Blackhawk for a week, and the fans have been so good to me and shown so much support to myself and all the drafted players. And you know, I can't wait to kind of get to work and you know, be a part of this historic city. So you know, like I said, I couldn't be happier to be here.
Well, there's a lot of people excited to see you do your thing. So
yeah.
Thanks.